Remember vinyl? Chances are you probably don't. In this Orwellian nightmare of MP3s and CDs, the record has gone the way of the dodo. That was up until a couple of years ago. Vinyl sales started to boom in recent years, with the sales increasing to the dizzying heights of 600% last year. We were so impressed, we decided to make this film and check out the vinyl scene in the sun-kissed city of Leeds. First, for the uninitiated, here's a brief history of vinyl. Vinyl didn't start out as vinyl. It started out as shellac, a cheap and brittle material that cracked easier than an egg on John Prescott's face. These ran at the frankly ridiculous speed of 78 RPM and could only fit a few minutes on per side. Luckily, after World War II, kicking in them Nazis inspired the use of vinyl to make records. Boosting strength and length, this kicked off the widespread use of the record. Being able to play at a much slower speed for longer play, this in turn gave birth to the album. Before this, most musicians were lazy, often just pumping out singles. The 33.5 speed 12-inch record, a good 45 minutes of music ensured the bands could bring out a cohesive collection of songs rather than just singles. Vinyl was the only good quality way to hear music right up until the early 80s when CDs came onto the scene. And no, we're not counting tapes because, well, they sounded rubbish. Although the CD didn't take off until the late 80s, due to CD players costing more than was sensible, the CD eventually took over. This is either because people like shiny things, or CDs were just more practical. So vinyl curled away into its little corner while the CD had a good reign, until the MP3 changed everything, by making it so you didn't even have to pay for music.
Warning, the makers of this film do not in any way condone illegal music downloads.
Vinyl survived by having loyal followers right up until its comeback, and it's those sorts of people that we're going to talk to. We scouted Leeds' best record shops, Crash, Jumbo and Relics, and a few die-hard fans to take a look at why vinyl is getting stronger day by day.
My name's Stephen, I'm the manager of Relics Records.
I'm Ian Dewheitel, I'm the owner of Crash Records in Leeds.
My name's Adam and I work at Jumbo Records in Leeds.
3 record shops in the same city can be daunting to the new collector. So to save you the hassle, the guys at the record shop decided to let us in on why they're so great.
So we're the best second-hand shop, by far. So we sell a lot of rare records. It's difficult to keep them in the shop because it's easier to sell them than to get them. A great example would be selling Doors albums. Lots of young people want Doors albums. They don't want to pay £50 for one. We generally have them in stock about £8, £9, £10.
And we deal with all the major suppliers and some of the not so major suppliers. So all the new stuff that's coming out and kind of, you know, up and coming bands, we'll get the stuff on vinyl. We've got a huge commitment to the local music scene. We sell tickets for local gigs and stuff, and I think it's a really kind of good range, which kind of pretty much reflects the customer profile that we're getting here.
I think the thing for us is that we're not really a specialist in the sense of doing one type of music. We do right across the board. You know, CDs, tickets, magazines, they're all important parts of what we do. Every type of genre that we do in the shop, we have a vinyl section for. So I think that's what makes us a little bit different, really.
It's many a music fan's dream to work in a record shop, but is it as good as they think it is, or just another 9 to 5?
It's a magnet for eccentrics, and that's just the staff.
I mean, what could be better than being surrounded by records all day?
It's good, really, really good. A lot of people say they're envious of what you do. It's maybe not as much fun as people might think.
We've got a fairly big group of staff, about 10 of us, all been here for quite a few years, which I suppose is testament to the fact that we all enjoy working together. So
it's good fun. We get, you know, every day is different. We'll get to listen to music all day. We get some wacky, strange customers in. You know, just all the fun of working in a record shop.
But it's nice to be able to play music all day long and listen to it. You know, although you go into a mode of not listening sometimes.
Yeah, I'm Matt Carrington, I'm a student at Leeds Met. Yeah, I'm Jordan, I'm a student at Leeds Met also.
Hi, my name's Ben Sal Hutchings. I'm studying music technology at Leeds Metropolitan University.
We also asked a few vinyl metal people to give us their opinion on their love of vinyl and why you should too.
Just took on my mum's collection and started listening to it and started like appreciating how great it sounds. And then just started to buy a few of my own records. Mainly through like the kind of punk community, it's kind of like more prevalent.
records and shit?
I started collecting vinyl in dubstep purely because it's quite a slow genre, and then when I picked up the the technique of actually DJing properly, I switched to drum and bass because it's a lot more up tempo and more popular and fun to mix.
Yeah, it's not strictly like genre orientated. MP3 is so much digital distortion. Do you know what I mean? When you listen to stuff on YouTube or online or whatever, it's just so like compressed and digital.
Yeah, but people's ears just like growing used to it though.
Yeah.
When they hear a vinyl, they'll probably just be like blown out of the room, you know what I mean?
So, the massive resurgence in vinyl has been a great thing for these guys, but why has vinyl become so popular again? Is it alien mind control, subliminal advertising, or just plain old common sense?
I just think that there's something more substantial that people have got. People that really care about music, that want something not just to listen to, but to sort of to own and to cherish and to collect. I think with vinyl, they've got something that's got a little bit more about it. So there's something far more collectible about it.
You know, being able to pick up a vinyl and actually put it on a turntable, it's just a lot more special than maybe just putting a CD in a CD player and having the actual tune on an MP3.
We never went away from it. A lot of shops just went CD mad at one point. We stuck with it. It's always been our main focus. An LP sleeve is as much, I don't know, a crucial thing as the music itself sometimes.
I mean, this is a trend that does seem to sort of crop up every few years anyway, but it's been quite a long-lasting trend over the past 2 or 3 years, and it seems to increase every week at the moment. We have people flocking in to buy, at the moment, jazz reissue vinyl. We're selling loads and loads of those. But you know, at the other end of the spectrum, we sell lots of dubstep and drum and bass, lots of sort of just classic rock and pop titles, and sort of weird, obscure noise records that come along as well. So
I think some of it can just be like, it is like
Trends.
cool, yeah. Like you see like records being sold in high street shops that normally sell clothes. Yeah.
It's just like the Renaissance, like Smiths, Joy Division. It's just like kind of cool to like dig out some old records, isn't it? So,
They still want something to hold on to. You know, modern MP3 forms and so on, they're up in the air, there's nothing to hold on to, and they want that piece of, I don't know, just something that belongs to them.
So finally, we touch on the age-old debate of vinyl versus digital. While CD lovers are always going to talk about the ultimate sound quality of CDs, vinyl fans have a lot more on their minds.
in an era when people are very interested in new technologies, vinyl is something that's a really sort of solid artifact. It's got a lot of history around it, and I think people really like that.
It's just more old school, like just having that feel for the actual record and having that one special tune. I mean, MP3 cost about 70p for one song. You're spending about £6 if you want to get one song on a record, and at the same time you're supporting the record labels.
Analog all the way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not practical though. It's not as practical.
Yeah, it's not as practical, but you definitely get a much better quality of sound.
Sleeves are really important, you know, they're a piece of art in themselves.
I think vinyl, purely from sound quality, it's probably slightly warmer sort of sound, but I mean you are talking about a fairly small difference, I would say, between that and digital. As for downloads, as from a personal point of view, I just see them as a useful learning tool.
I actually like just putting it on the turntable and playing it. I like side 1, I like side 2, CDs just go on and on and on. MP3 the same. Just, yeah, there's something about them that people really seem to love, myself included.
So there you have it. Vinyl is on the comeback trail and it's doing extremely well. Of course, only time will tell if this is a passing fad or if the vinyl will be a commonplace once again. Either way, it seems with its loyal fan base and growing artist support, vinyl is never going to die.
I don't know, if you want to keep music alive, then keep vinyl alive.
Tripping off the beat, kinda, dripping off the meat grinder. Heat niner, pimping, stripping, soft, sweet minor. China was a neat signer, trouble with the script digits. Double dip, bubble lip, subtlest midget. Borderline schizo, sorta fine, tits though. Porter wine, order grind, 8:45, let's go. Ever since 10-11, glad she made a brethren. Then his last down, 7 alligator, 7 at the gates of heaven, knocking, no answer. Slow dancer, hopeless romancer, dopest flow stanzas. Yes, no, villain, metal face to Destro. Guess so, still incredible in escrow. Just say ho, I'll test the yayo. Wild West style fest, y'all best to lay low. Hey bro, day glow, set the bet, pay dough. Before the cheddar get away, best to get Mako. The worst hated god who perpetrated art, favors demonstrated in the perforated rod.